Morning, Coach. We'll get started here with Ruben and then Kristen.
Hey, Doug, how's it going? Happy Thanksgiving and all that. Running game, you guys are averaging well over 5 yards a carry in the first three quarters, but that number goes down to about 3.3 in the fourth quarter. I wonder how much you've looked at that trend and if that's kind of shaped your play calling by not dialing up as many runs late, and what's happening so that you're not able to sustain the running attack late in games.
Well, it is something we look at. And I would say the obvious answer to that is we're playing from behind in the fourth quarter, so we're having to throw the ball, to work ourselves back into the football game. And you're right, though. The running game has been probably one of the positives, or probably the positive, offensively. But it is something that I do consider a little bit more in the fourth quarter, even though we are behind and we're trying to work ourselves back into the football game.
All right, Kristen and then Dave.
Hey, good morning, Doug. We've talked a lot this season about your messaging with Carson Wentz and maybe how you give that message has changed and evolved over the course of the season. I'm curious, what kind of changes do you make when you give that message at this point of the season with where you guys are at right now?
Well, I think the messaging, honestly, it is the specific between he and I, but I also want to make sure that the offense in as a whole understands the messaging too, right? It's even though the focus is on me and the quarterback, I think there's and we've talked about this a lot. I think that each position group can also have specific messaging as well, that we're all doing the same to improve and to get that, to get better each day, each week. And, I continue to talk to Carson and continue to talk to all the quarterbacks and still direct and lead the offense and lead the team in a way that everybody has to understand. Coaches and players have to understand that the things that we're doing, the mistakes that we are making, have to stop.
If I can follow up real quick, is it something though where you have to simplify things when you communicate with him at this point of the season?
The short answer to that is yes, but and then here's the but. We also simplify because of some of the mistakes that we're making at the skill positions with some of the young guys too. So it's it goes kind of hand in hand with we want to simplify overall, maybe for the quarterback position, but we're also simplifying for the rest of the offense so that guys can, especially this time of year when fatigue and bodies are sore and the minds kind of get tired, that we keep it simple for them, for them also.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Zach.
Hey, Doug, we saw that really productive stretch from Travis Fulgham, and then the last 2 weeks, obviously, the production hasn't been there. To what do you attribute that? And at this point in his career, he's such a young player. Do you really know what you have with him?
Well, I attribute probably the lack of production for just the way the defenses are scheming him. We have seen, a top defender, corner, go to his side of the field, or at least on and guard him. And it's something that he has, as a young player, he has to understand, because the more, and if he wants to be an elite receiver in this game and in this league, he's going to know that's always going to be the case every week. And he really has to focus in and detail his work and practice, hard and fast and just prepare himself for that. And that's how you see some of the great players in this league, particularly at the receiver position, how they handle that, just knowing that they're gonna gain the respect around the league the more the more opportunities and the better they become.
Go ahead, Zach, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Doug, two-part question here. Is Zach Ertz trending in the direction of play? And then you said last week that you've been more effective out of 11 personnel than 12 personnel, but you haven't had Ertz and Goddard together much. When they're back, are you expecting to get back to what you did early in the season and really play 12 heavily?
Zach is trending in the right direction. He'll be back out there today, in our walkthrough and in our practice this afternoon. And so I'm optimistic, and hopefully he comes away and feels good after today's practice. As it pertains to 12 or 11 personnel, as you guys know too, sometimes, based on, analytics, based on coaches' film study during the week and how the games kind of unfold, I like 12 personnel. I like when Zach and Dallas are in there. I think Rich Rod has been a very positive, complimentary piece in Zach's absence right now. I've been very happy with how he's played, and he's played well. So I do think that I think maybe 12 or 13 personnel could be a little more involved in our game plans. But at the same time, I do like 11 personnel as well. I still like having, some of those young guys on the field with the speed and being able to attack in that way as well.
Jeff and then Jamie.
I guess, Doug, two-parter. Where's Jason Kelsey stand in terms of his injured elbow?
He's
real quick
good.
on that.
He's sore, but he'll be fine, and would expect him to play Sunday.
So if he plays Sunday, that would be his 100th consecutive start, which is a pretty impressive feat. What has he meant to this team over that span, and obviously this year with so many moving parts at the offensive line?
I tell you, this guy, I got so much respect for him as a football player, on and off the football field. He's somebody that does things right all the time, and his game may not be perfect each week, but this guy, he practices and plays hurt. He gives of himself for his teammates. He's a great leader, not only in the offensive line room, but I think on this football team. It's one of the reasons I make him a captain every year, and the team respects that, and the team looks at that, and I know over the years, probably in his career, we try to, whether it's through the media or the team, we try to find ways to, move Jason Kelsey on. But I'd say, I love this guy. What he can do as a center, how he can get to, how he moves, how he gets to second-level defenders, how smart he is in protection. It's amazing to me. I've never really been around a player, an offensive lineman of his caliber that does what he does day in and day out, and a ton of respect for Jason.
Jamie and then Tim.
Doug, you talk about, like right now, you just talked about Kelsey and the media wants to move on from him and stuff like that. There's always noise around this football team, right? And this week, all the noise is, you should bench Carson Wentz. Why aren't you benching Carson Wentz? Experts say you should. Experts say you shouldn't. How do you filter that stuff out? I mean, I know you guys don't listen to a lot of that, but I'm sure that you're aware of it. And I'm sure, Carson is aware of it. And there's a lot of pressure being the football coach and the quarterback of this football team. So how do you kind of filter out the noise?
For me personally, I don't listen. I don't listen to the radio. I don't read print media. If Brett doesn't tell me what's going on outside of our building, I don't know, or if, Dom's not informing me on what our players are doing, I don't want to know. Right. And because my focus is on the team and helping our football team get better and improve, and that's my job. And listen, I understand my job is also to make tough decisions, with the roster and who plays, who doesn't plays, and who plays and doesn't play, and things of that nature. And it's just, every coach, every player here, there's a ton of pride. Listen, everybody's an expert. Everybody's an armchair quarterback. Everybody has an opinion. And listen, I respect that. I mean, everybody, people are entitled to that. And I have to do what I feel is in the best interest of the Philadelphia Eagles, Mr. Lurie, and the players in that locker room. And again, it goes down to, it comes back to sometimes having to make tough decisions. And one of the things that I've learned as a player and I've seen as a coach is that the tough decisions have to be made in this business, whether it's a tough decision to move on from a player in the off season or, to the decision now to whether you're going to make the move at quarterback or not. I mean, these are all decisions that have to be made by me. And, but for the most part, I just, I focus on the players. I focus on getting better each day.
Go ahead, Tim, and then Bo.
You're not making that move, right, Doug, to a different quarterback?
Not today on Wednesday, no.
Okay, possibly for Monday?
I'm focused right now on getting better today. I mean,
Okay.
We're looking. I don't know. I mean, I would say no.
Carson's your starter for Monday.
Yes.
Okay. What have you done? What methods have you guys employed? To help get him right. I mean, do you have him looking back at some old tape where he was successful? What kind of methodologies are the coaches using to try to get your quarterback right?
I mean, we keep going round and round with this. I've gone back and looked at 17 and 18 tape. Our coaching staff has. I know he has. We've looked at everything from play calling. Me, am I different? Am I using personnel right? Am I making decisions that are beneficial for the team? I look at a bunch of that stuff, and it comes down to just each person, each player, each coach. Take a look at yourself, looking in the mirror, see what you see. If you don't like what you see, we got to change, and you got to make improvements, and you got to get better. And so these are all the things that we're doing, and we're helping him. We're helping the offense. We're helping the offensive line. We're helping the receivers. We're helping everybody get better, and we're using everything we can to make these adjustments.
We got time for two more, so we'll go to Bo and then Rob Motti.
Given the challenges this year, Doug, of everything going on and having less face-to-face time with your players, how do you go about, making sure you have the same pulse of the locker room that you would normally have?
Well, for me, it's about reaching out to individual players and just talking, right? And talking to my coaching staff and seeing how what guys are talking about, and then when we get them here in the building, being able to pull them aside, talk to them then, and just have an idea of what's going on, and I've been very pleased with even the struggles that we're having. I've been very pleased with the energy, with the enthusiasm, the attention to detail that a lot of these players and this team has had, and that is something we got to hold on to and work our way out of this.
Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, Doug, your hesitation to answer that question about the starter on Monday is going to be overanalyzed and microanalyzed, and I know you're not paying any attention to it, but can you explain why there was a hesitation? Are you thinking about it? Has that even crossed your mind?
I think about a lot of things, Rob, and the question was, is Carson my starter? He's my starter. End of story. And you guys can blow it up however you want it, and that's fine. I'm focused on these players, this coaching staff, and the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, thanks, Coach.